that when it comes to this, when we use this word, harm must be eliminated, there are some ways to think about the harm that helps with that aspect for simplification purposes, where you are asking yourself that the harm in question, is it justifiable? So if one looks at someone who has to act in self-defense by someone who is physically attacking you, there is a degree of harm you would have to cause that other person. So you think about justifiability. This also helps with when we think about the decisions doctors sometimes have to make. Is this a justifiable thing to do? Another thing to look at is the necessity of it. Is it a necessary thing to do? Does the harm come with that action or that step or that process as part and parcel of it? Then we'll be talking about it's unavoidable. It's when we think of harm in these ways that we also know mentally, should we now focus on full stoppage, blockage completely, or are we looking at minimizing? An example, when I was reading something, I can't remember what it was I was reading through, and I went into the history of how they would handle cases in days gone by. Early, I think the article I was reading was, we're talking about the early 1900s, before the 1900s. So a case where a woman is about to give birth and the child cannot pass through the birth canal. What did they used to do? And they said in those days, one way they would actually do it before they were able to actually start full-on cesarean section was to break the pelvic bone and allow the child to pass. Woman would survive. Child would survive. Yes, immense pain. But then over time, doctors found ways and cesarean section became less risky because they improved their methodology. So that's a way of consistently minimizing the harm that you can't avoid. Then go forward even to more recent times, the way they would carry out the cesarean section, how they would cut, they had to keep looking for ways to cut so that recovery from the surgery, because it's a major surgery, it's cutting through several layers of flesh all the way down. It's a major surgery. They started using cutting methods that improve rate of recovery. Again, focusing on minimizing. You can't avoid it. The child has to be born, so you save mother and child, so minimize the harm. Then we now have epidural. Epidural is risky by nature. But what have they done over time? Improved their understanding of how the epidural works and how do you minimize the side effects of epidural, minimize the risks.